please welcome Dean Mon. I didn't really believe Dean needed an introduction, but yeah.
Being from New Jersey, we don't travel alone. So I brought some of my friends with me. But more importantly, I brought 3 ladies who are a very important part of my life. I consider them to be 3 beautiful ladies. So let me introduce first my daughter Maria and Maggie. And then my significant other, Miss Andrea Shinaka. Andrea? Thank you, guys. Randy taught me how to do this. If you remember 2 years ago, where that CEO Red got on stage, I sat there and said, oh, crap. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And also being from New Jersey, I'm glad they didn't have to go through a metal detector to get up here. Anyway, good morning, fellow directors, senior officers, and guests. Well, my long journey to this day is coming to an end. And while humbled and honored, I must confess I am happy and excited to stand before you and declare that I am ready to roll up my sleeves and get to work. But first, let me share with you my experiences of this past year, visiting with many of you at your local and state meetings. What a journey it has been. All across this nation, you share with me the many problems you face each and every day in your efforts to provide your customers with safe and affordable homes. You told me that regulations today represent over 30% of the cost of the home. 30%. I have heard the horror stories that still today, small volume builders are having to rely on costly private money to bring their product to market. I have learned that the national builders now are approaching 50% market share, and in some markets exceed that number. Some ask, how can the smaller builder compete under such conditions? I must admit that NAHB cannot fix all those problems. I wish that we could. But what we can do is provide you with the tools by which the local members and the local association can become better organized to fight local regulations that unnecessarily add to the cost of the home. NAHB can and will provide the local members with a template on how to work in groups to address the availability of buildable land and how to implement the group marketing program through your local association. You will recall that when I last stood before you, I advised that I would bring forward a program designed to work in partnerships. I will stand by my word, as we simply have to work smarter and together to survive in the future. And that future is now. We look it in the eye each and every day. I am convinced that through partnerships, we can and will get the job done. But don't think that NAHB has been asleep at the wheel. NAHB work continues in most of the areas I have identified and have been for many years now. We will continue that fight and will not rest until regulators hear us and understand and are accountable for the impacts their actions have on the cost of housing. Your NAHB staff is at the table right now, playing a key role in the nation's tax policy. The men and women in our codes department, members and fellow committee members recently returned from a 10-day meeting on proposed codes, working 12 to 16-hour days. What these individuals do for housing, day in and day out, speaks to the dedication of our staff and the members and to the contributions they make to our overall effort of sheltering America. On a personal note, let me say thanks to the senior officers for including me in a number of your meetings. You have provided me the tone and collective leadership approach of the group that will enable me to quickly become a contributing member of the team. To my fellow directors, I have one additional ask. I need your vote to be elected to the office of third vice chair, and I now ask for that vote. It will be a privilege and an honor to serve you and this great association. Thank you for your support and what you do for housing. Through partnerships, we will continue to move our association forward. May God bless our country, our association, and our members. Thank you. Do I depart?
Thank you, Dean. There is a motion and a second on the floor. All those for electing Dean Mon as NAHB third vice chairman signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations, Dean, on your election as NAHB's third vice chairman. Would you like to say a few more words?
Good, now I get to say my other speech. I'm only kidding. Listen, thank you to all of you. As you know, when we did it 2 years ago, I got to know a lot of you. This year, I've gotten to know even more of you. It will be truly an honor and a blessing to be able to represent you in moving forward the goals of this association, which, as Tom said, you put together. So I look forward to working with you. My ear is always open to you. You know me, you know my habits, and I do speak up when speak up needs to be done. So I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I love you.